There are many strong brawlers that are forgotten about. So today, I will be giving you the 5 most underrated brawlers in Brawl Stars. Grab some popcorn and enjoy. Otis is the first underrated brawler. Otis is kind of forgotten about because other tank counters like Bee and Lu are at the top of the meta. But Otis is a very versatile brawler that extends beyond countering tanks. He does a lot of damage and has good range, so he can compete mid-range and long-range brawlers. He is such a good counter to tanks and assassins because his super completely shuts down any aggression. For his build, use his Fat Splatter gadget to help him control areas, and his ink refills star power to add more DPS to him. And in most cases, shield and damage will be your go-to gears. Play on mid-range and sometimes close-range maps because that is where tanks are played, so he can dominate. Speaking of tanks, target them at the start to charge your first super, then you can get some free kills. The next underrated brawler is going to be Poco. So Poco has been rising up the meta, and with the recent gadget update, he is now very strong. He is so good in draft because he is the hardest counter to Ollie at the moment. He is also a great counter to low DPS compositions because he can be paired with some tanks and win the game from there. For his build, if you're playing against Ollie, go his protective times. Gadget, but if not, tuning fork is the better option. You can go either star power and you can pick between the speed, shield, and damage gears. Do not play Poco on long-range maps because he can get easily countered. Stick to mid to close range and pair him with tanks so he can support them. Poco is also very versatile and can be useful in many situations, which makes him a very strong brawler. The next brawler on this list is Griff. So like Poco, Griff has been creeping up the meta, and he is now very strong. The reason for this is because he is one of the only brawlers that counters aggressive compositions. He can open up the map with his gadget so the tanks are less effective. And he does so much damage to take them down quickly, but he can also be a decent against throwers too because he can take always their walls. His build is also very strong. Use his piggy bank gadget and his business resilient start power for more healing. Damage and the reload gears are my suggestions. When playing against tanks, try and open the map as much as possible from the start and charge your super. Griff can get countered though. If you pick him to early isn't he draft, then can go a brawler like Bee to shut you down. So use him as a late pick to counter certain compositions. Kenji is also a very underrated brawler. Kenji has always been a very solid brawler since his release, but he has kind of been forgotten about because other brawlers like Hank and Sam have taken the spotlight. Even though some of his abilities have been nerfed in the past, he is still fundamentally strong. He does a lot of damage, has a lot of mobility, and he can team wipe. Kenji is best on fast-paced modes like Brawl Ball and Gem Grab because he can keep going and encycling his supers. His build is simple. Homosaki healing for more survivability, and Nigare Nemesis as his star power. For gears, speed and damage are the ones I recommend. With Kenji, it's essential to get a good matchup in your lane. He does best against low DPS brawlers like Carl, Penny, and Janet because they won't be able to burst him down. And RT is the last underrated brawler on this list. RT is extremely underrated right now, and he can be very strong in many situations. He is good in long-range and close-range interactions, which makes him hard to counter. He plays well into snipers but can easily deal with aggression thanks to his super. If the opponents go Poco, and double tank RT is the perfect counter. Another strong thing about RT is his ability to mark enemies. His marks boost his or his teammates' damage, which can be clutch and knockout or bounty where kills matter. For his gadget play out of line 100% of the time, then recording is the better star power. For gears, damage and shield are your go-to. RT's best modes are Brawl Ball and Hot Zone because he can use his super to control multiple areas on the map. And that is the 5 most underrated brawlers in Brawl Stars. If you enjoyed this video, I recommend this one right here where I give you the 5 easiest max tiers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.